So you're looking at your app for the first time and you haven't really set anything up. So if you click on Genie, it's going to give you this page. And you can actually set things up and you can check boxes and make things go faster. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's start our day. And this is Magic Kingdom at 7 o'clock. We're going to change over to Epcot so we can look and see what Guardians is doing. So when you scroll up, then you will be able to see that Guardians is at 8:35 Lightning Lane. I don't know what the VQ did because that's a different screen. But right now we're just looking at individual Lightning Lanes to see what they look like right at 7 o'clock when they go live. So when you refresh and scroll back up, you'll see now it's at 10:15 Lightning Lane. So if you want to pay for it, then you can. And then we refresh again, and now it's at 9:50, so it jumps back. You can see you can purchase it for $14. The times do toggle back and forth, and that is the whole game, if you will, of refreshing. So you can see now it's at 10:55. And then we're going to try again. And it's only, a minute into it at this point, right? And now it's at 9:10. Let's go and see what Hollywood Studios is doing because we're a minute into it now. You can see the clock on the top left corner. Slinky's already at 7:25 p.m. Rise of the Resistance is down to 4:30. So you can see that Hollywood Studios goes way faster than Epcot does. Refresh, scroll up. Slinky's at 7:45. Rise of the Resistance appears to be gone. But watch what happens. So let's refresh it. And bam, there's an 8:35 for Star Tours, but look right underneath that 5:20 for Lightning Lane. So be sure that you don't accidentally click Star Tours. I've had a few people do that. Star Tours is not Rise of the Resistance. But when you're clicking really fast, you may see that. See, there it is, 12:10, Rise of the Resistance. It's not sold out. You just need to click it a few times. Refresh, refresh, refresh is your friend. 8 o'clock Slinky. And you will think he will go away here in a little bit. I'll show you. So let's go back to Epcot. It's 7:02. Guardians is at 10:50 if you're paying for it. Frozen's at 1:45. 1:10 Lightning Lane Guardians. Now it appears to be gone. There are no more Guardians. But guess what? That's not the case. Because bam, 9:15 a.m. See? So we're 3 minutes in and 9:15 a.m. pops up. Well, you'd much rather purchase that and get in and get it over with. 1:05 p.m. See how it jumps? So you have to be super quick. Grab the time that you want. 1:25 p.m. And you can really only do this for about 10 minutes. And then it just gets to where they're all gone. But I wanted to show you how the times jump around. So let's go to Animal Kingdom. Flight of Passage. 11:10. You saw it a minute ago, it was at 1. Now it's at 10:35. Refresh. 10:35. Refresh. 12:45. Refresh. Everest is 10:10. Okay, let's go back to Hollywood Studios. Because Studios and Epcot are going to be your main ones that you need to grab because they're going to go fast. So as it scrolls up, you'll see Rock and Roller Coasters at 9:40. There's Slinky at 8:05 still hanging out. Look, there's a Rise at 6:20, even though a minute ago it said it was done. So scrolling up, And you can see there's a Slinky at 4. And there's a Rise at 6. It's actually better just to rope drop Slinky, truth be told, and grab a Toy Story Mania. Because then you can do them back to back. See, there's a 9 a.m. Toy Story Mania. See what I mean? So it's better just to rope drop Slinky and then grab a 9 a.m. Toy Story Mania. And then once you rope drop it, tap Mania at 9 o'clock. See, it's at 9:05 now. It's barely moving. Then you're able to get another one as soon as you use that one. Like, you don't have to wait until the 10 or 10:30 or whatever it is, 2 hours after opening. That's the smart way to use your lightning lanes at Hollywood Studios. See, Rise is still coming up at 6:10. But keep in mind that only those who are staying at a Disney resort, Swan or Dolphin or Shades of Green, are able to get an individual lightning lane at 7 a.m. Everyone else is having to wait until the park opens. And once the park opens, there's not going to be very many to choose as far as the time goes. And then they're really going to go fast. But now we're back at Epcot. And you can see Test Track is at 4:45. That's the one that goes super fast at Epcot as far as just a regular lightning lane is going to be Test Track. See, Remy's gone. Or is he? But see, 4 o'clock Test Track. And again, it's just 7:07. Frozen's at 4:15. Guardians, look, it's back at 2:05. So it's not sold out. Remy's gone. Test Track 4:20. So let's go back to Hollywood Studios. And you can see there's a Slinky at 8:30 right there. He's not gone. And Rise is still there for the evening. So remember that with individual lightning lanes, you do not have to have a park reservation to purchase an individual lightning lane. So say you're starting at Epcot because you're going to do a virtual queue for Guardians, but you want to jump over to Hollywood Studios, you can absolutely buy that 6:30 Rise of the Resistance if you have a park hopper. If you don't have a park hopper, you can't do it. But if you have a park hopper ticket, then you can absolutely buy that because you're allowed 2 individual lightning lane purchases per day. And right now, since there's only 1 at each park, then that counts for when you're park hopping. See, that 9:10 Toy Story Mania is right there. So go with the strategy of getting there to rope drop Slinky. Unless you can get fortunate enough to get a 9 o'clock Slinky and then rope drop Mania. Or rope drop Mickey and Minnie Railroad. Mickey and Minnie Railroad. Say that fast. But I highly recommend before you go down to wake up early a couple of days and just kind of look and see what the times look like. Just do like I'm doing. Just get up. Just know that Central Time you're going to have to get up at 6. So I changed the time on my phone. Or you can just get there, and follow the directions. But I know that some of you are very much like me and are planners and want to know exactly what you're going to be doing. So that's why I'm making this video, so that you can see the screens. See, there's a 5:40 Slinky. That's earlier than the 8:30. Look at that 8:40 Toy Story Mania. 8:40 Toy Story Mania. That's better than 9. There's a 6:40 Rise. 9:10 Toy Story Mania. The 8:40 Toy Story Mania would have been better. And you can cancel and re-grab. You cannot modify a Genie+ Lightning Lane. The risk you run doing that is that the time you see may or may not be there. Like that 910 Toy Story Mania is still there. We've refreshed 3 times now and it's still there. So that one, if you're dropping, say, a 10 to grab the 910, then yeah, do that. Because it's still sitting at 910. Okay? But no, things like Slinky, he keeps changing back and forth to where he'll show up at a certain time and then it'll say that he doesn't have any more and he's completely gone. Or it'll be late in the afternoon or at night. Like that's 7 o'clock. Now you cannot change your individual Lightning Lane. So for Hollywood Studios, that is Rise of the Resistance. For Epcot, it is Guardians and Remy. But it looks like that Remy is pretty much done and we're at 7-Eleven. Let's see. Yeah, he's not even being offered right now. Test Track's at 5:45. Remy does have a standby line though, so you can go stand by him. And if you're staying at a deluxe resort, then you can stand by him Monday evening. See, there's a Guardians 9:15. Remy's gone. You can always pin him and just refresh, and make him pop up. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Guardians 9:15 Lightning Lane. That's a great one. But if you've already bought it, you can't modify. You cannot modify an individual Lightning Lane. One that you paid money for, you cannot modify it. And you also have to stay within that hour time frame. Genie+ Lightning Lane, you can cancel and grab another one. As long as it is before park entry, you can do it after park entry. But the problem there is that it starts your 2 hours again. So it's best to make sure that you have everything set before the park opens, which gets to be a little bit hard at Animal Kingdom, especially when Animal Kingdom opens at 7 or 7:30. But yeah, see, Remy's not even coming up anymore. But Test Track, 5:15 Test Track. Let's jump back over to Studios and see what's happening. Rock and Roller Coaster 10:50. Hey, there's a Slinky at 8:25. Rises down to 7. Refresh. We're at 7:13 now. So we're almost 14 minutes in. You can see Slinky showing he's gone. But Toy Story Mania is still at 9:15. See why that's a great idea? I know what I'm talking about, y'all. There is a science to this. There is a method to the madness. I know it seems confusing, but there is a way to play the game and to win. So if you follow the directions that I give you, then you will be playing to win. You don't always win because it's not 100%, but the odds will be in your favor. So Toy Story Mania is still sitting at 9:15 and Slinky's done. I don't know that I can make Slinky pop up again. Might if we pin him. And I'll show you how to do the pinning, because that's going to help you when you are trying to get your second and third and fourth and things are sold out. Then you can just refresh. It's the new way to what we used to call pound the app. But when you pin it, you won't have to do what I'm doing and going all the way down to the bottom, like Slinky's an S in its alphabetical order. So when we're looking at Epcot, Frozen's at 12:50. Guardians individual Lightning's at 3. Remy's gone. Soarin's at 10. Test Track is at 5:50. Test Track is going to be the one that's going to sell out the fastest, or at least have the latest afternoon return time, because it's very popular and it's a slow load. Soarin', see, it's still at 10 o'clock and it loads so many people. It's high capacity. So early in the morning, if you're there at rope drop, the first hour or so, you'll see that the Soarin' line is still walk on. And I have some screenshots of the times and the wait times, what they look like, so that you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah. Well, there's another Guardian. See, even though it said it was gone, it popped back up for an individual lightning. Now with Guardians, you do want to try to get a virtual queue. And it's at 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and then for that evening on Monday, the extra 2 hours, there's actually one at 6 p.m. Yeah, see, we're 16 minutes in, and it's pretty much all the drops have happened. But it's nice that Guardians, and this is a Monday in June. Switching back to Hollywood Studios. And there's a Slinky right there at 5:35. Look at that. And a Rise. Toy Story Mania still sitting at 9:15. Maybe if I say that enough, y'all will listen to me. Tower. That's another one that's gonna go pretty quick. So you'll need to pen Tower if you want to get him. It was almost 4. It's 7:18. I'm gonna go back over to Epcot for a second and refresh to see if Remy does pop up. I'm told that about 7:18, 7:19, sometimes he does. Look, there he is, 7:15. So you can always come back over. And then again, I'm going to show you how to pin the attractions to the top so that you don't have to scroll down everything like I'm doing now. And he's gone. See, it's super fast. Yeah, he's still gone. And Test Track's at 6:35. But Guardians is still holding strong for the afternoon if you're wanting to buy a Lightning Lane. And again, notice it's at 3 o'clock. So if you're hopping over to Epcot, make sure that it's after 2:30 because you can't get in before 2 o'clock. So you don't want to buy a Lightning Lane and not be able to get over there. Same thing for Rise of the Resistance. It's at 7:05. So if you're hopping over to Hollywood Studios, then having an evening one is still good. Remember, you can buy 2 individual Lightning Lanes at a time. So let's jump over to Magic Kingdom for a minute. I don't mean to ignore him, but it's 7:20, so let's see what it looks like. Lot more attractions over here. You will notice Jungle Cruise at 5:20. But you can see everything else is pretty much before lunchtime or right at lunchtime. Refresh down. Again, Jungle Cruise is already at 5:20. But you can see pretty much everything else is still, before 11. There's a few things after 12. The park opened today at 9. So the second grab is going to be at 11. As long as the park opens at 9 a.m. Sometimes if it opens at 8 or 8:30, then, it'll be 10 or 10:30. But it's always 2 hours after. So as we pull down and see, most everything is still before lunchtime. So a good strategy is just like at Animal Kingdom or at Hollywood Studios, do something in the 9 to 10, and then you're rope dropping and you're hitting a few things, and then you can hit your lightning lane. Over at Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage is still there, individual lightning lane at 2:10. So if you're hopping to Animal Kingdom, then you can get that 2:10. Sometimes you have to wait, so it's 7:21. But remember that only those on resort properties, Shades Green and Swalfin, can get them at 7 o'clock. Everybody else has to wait till the park opens. And at Animal Kingdom, that is likely 7:30 or 8 o'clock because it opens soon. Safari's at 11:10. Safari is usually not open until 8:30. Sometimes it will open at 8. It is likely never going to be open right when the park does. So Flight of Passage is always a great rope drop. Or if you're buying a Flight of Passage individual lightning lane, grab a Navi Journey as soon as you can, and then you can do everything else when you get there and just hit Everest and Dinosaur and the other stuff because it's only a 5-minute wait. Okay, let's show you how to pin attractions. You'll go to My Day, and then we're going to click Tipboard, and you will see Edit Selections. So click that, and now we can choose the things we want to stay on top. So let's do Rise of Resistance, Slinky, and Tower. And now when I click Save and I refresh, see where it comes up to the top? Slinky, Rise of the Resistance, and Tower. So even though it's normally in alphabetical order, and those things would be at the end, you'll see that it's been pushed to the top and the other experiences are below it. So now look, I just made Slinky pop up. There's a 1 p.m. and it's been saying it's been gone for 40 minutes now because it's 7:40. So grab it while you can, because as soon as I refresh it again, guess what's going to happen? He's going to go away. Let's look over at Epcot. I pinned Guardians and Remy already. So Guardians is still holding steady at 3:30. So if you're hopping to to Epcot, that's great for you if you want to get that lightning lane. Remy's gone. Test Track is at 7:10. But if I'm trying to make Remy pop up, then I just pull down and pull down and pull down. See, that Slinky's gone now. But I'm going to pull down a couple times. And hopefully he's going to pop back up. And you will do this in the middle of your day when you're trying to get your second, third, fourth, and it says that it's no longer available. If you will just do this, refresh, 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 then there'll be more times that should pop up. Not always. It's not always guaranteed. This is a game. So be sure to take your backup batteries with you because you're going to need them. You will likely need to charge your phone during the day. So Tower of Terror is still holding at 3:40. See, bam, Slinky, 8:25 p.m. It just popped up. Tower's up to 4:20. Just know if you grab it and then you cancel it, it's going to start your 2 hours over. So be careful on that. So let's go look at Epcot again. Remy's not showing. Test Track at 7:15. There is a virtual queue again for Guardians because I'm still at 7:42. Park's not open yet. Anything that you grab and then delete or try to modify, you actually have to cancel it. Anything that you grab and cancel and then re-grab again, as long as it's before park opening, you're good. Once the park opens, it's going to restart your 2 hours again. So you do not want to do it once you get to the park. Look, there's a Slinky 825, Tower at 430. Slinky's gone. Tower's at 420. Pull it down. Keep refreshing. I know it sounds like a pain, but it does work. You just have to be quick to grab. But I wanted to make this video so that you would know what I mean when I say pin your attractions and then refresh, refresh, refresh. See, if you had a 8 a.m. Navi River that you grabbed earlier at the 7 a.m., you could come in here and toggle for Safari, and that 8:20 just popped up. And then you wouldn't have to wait in line. But you would have to toggle that because I bet it changes. Or refresh, whatever we're going to call it. Doesn't really have a name yet. Refresh, I guess. If you had the opportunity to be getting another lightning lane right now because you've already used the one you got at 7, then you'd be able to grab that Safari. And see, now it's up to 9:20. Safari has been opening at 8:30 and it's 8:06 and it's already at a 30-minute wait, which means it opened at 8. Now that it's getting summer and the sun's up earlier, they may be opening it up at 8. And you click the little locator button down here and you can see what the times are. And Animal Kingdom is definitely going to go left or right. So 85 is Flight of Passage, 35 is Navi, well now it's 95. 35 is Navi, and the top is Safari. These maps are in real time. So far right over here, 5 minutes where the mountain is, that's Everest. And then just below it, that is Dino Land with Triceratops and Dinosaur. What else is open right now? Epcot. It's Remy at 60. Soarin' is at 10. Living with the Land is at 5. That's Nemo right there at 5. Golf Ball, that's Spaceship Earth, that's 5. Mission Space is 10.
and the other round thing that's 30 is Test Track. And then that's Frozen. You can zoom in, you can see. Nothing else is open. I don't think, Magic Kingdom up until 9. Studios isn't open, is it? Yeah, Studios is open. Okay. So top where the guitar is, that's Rock and Roller Coaster, and then Tower is next to it at 45 minutes. Slinky is the 40, and then Alien is 10, and Toy Story Mania is 5. In Galaxy's Edge, Smuggler's Run is 15, Rise of Resistance is 120. And for some reason, Mickey and Minnie Ride is not open yet. Oh, there it is. It's 10. 10 minutes for Mickey and Minnie. Star Tours is 5. So this park just opened. Screenshot that. We go back to Animal Kingdom. So you can see if you rope dropped Flight of Passage, like you were there over an hour ago, and you got through that line, and then you went and did Na'vi on an 8 a.m. lightning lane, then you could be grabbing that 8-something safari. Is it still showing 8-something? Nope, see now it's at 10:40. Because that's what's happening. People who have the 8 or 9 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. Who have the 8 o'clock lightning lanes are able to get extra ones now. Or, what's also happening is people are getting to the park and they're just now getting their lightning lanes because they are unaware that they were able to get them at 7 o'clock. That's happening too. Because not everybody has planners who are helping them get a leg up. And if you've got your pen stuff, you can just come back in when it's pinned and look. The locator button on the bottom takes you back to the map. This is still Animal Kingdom, so let's switch it over to Epcot. So Remy's still an hour. Frozen's 20 minutes. Studios. It's actually a slow day at Studios. For Slinky to only be at 40 minutes. And Animal Kingdom, Everest, Dinosaur, Tree of Life, those are going to stay 5 minutes. Probably until about 9:30 or 10, and that's when they'll start climbing. They may hit 10 minutes before then, but they're not going to be in the 20 and 30 minute range until 10 o'clock. And Soarin' will do the same. About 9:30, this 10 minutes is going to go to 20 or 30 minutes. Frozen down here, this 20 is probably going to go to 40. Test Track, he's probably going to go 45 or 60. And Remy pretty much, he goes between 60 and 90. It's a fast load though. Magic Kingdom's not open yet. You can see I still have Slinky pinned. Even though I've likely already have him. You can pin whatever you want. There's still lightning lanes showing for Guardians. Of course, you have to pay for that, but it's still showing for Guardians where it's not for Rise, or was it? If it's for Rise, it's super late. Yeah, 7:40. See, that tower gets late into the day too, which is why you want to grab him early as well. Again, you can always pin Tower of Terror if you want to, and just refresh, refresh, refresh. There's Slinky right there. See, he just popped up. So just because something says it's gone doesn't necessarily mean it's gone forever. It might be, but it's for sure worth pulling down a few times to see if you can get it to repopulate. Remy is likely, I don't know, he may refresh some. You could always edit your selections and take Guardian off. Anything that's unchecked, he'll come off. And just keep him on there. And then he's going to go to the top. And see, now he's at the top. Bam, he just popped up, see? It's later in the day, but he popped up. Now it's gone. So you have to be fast. There it is again. Like I said, just make it a game. Definitely have backup batteries with you on your phone. Another reason why you want to buy Flight of Passage if you do not rope drop. It's been almost an hour. Flight of Passage is 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. So if you haven't rope dropped, if you're just getting in the park at 8 o'clock, 8:30, you're way behind. Just buy that lightning lane. But you can see everything else. Everest is at 10 minutes. It just went to 10 minutes. That's still pretty much walk on for him. Dinosaurs down here still at 5. Safari is at 30 minutes now. It started climbing because it opened at 8 this morning instead of 8:30. But it's still a super load fast. It loads fast. See, Public Park's been open for since 8. So 30 minutes. See the big difference? Epcot. Remy's at 75. Frozen's at 30. Test Track is at 40. Mission Space is at 10. Spaceship Earth, Nemo, both at 5. Living with the Land at 5. And Soarin's at 10. Hollywood Studios
120, that's Rise. 15 is Smugglers, 10 is Aliens, 45 is Slinky, 5 is Mania, 20 is Mickey and Minnie, 5 is Star Tours on the right. Top left with the guitar is Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. As you can see, I can zoom in and it will show you. And then I can move the map around with my finger. And you can familiarize yourself with it. Once you look at it enough, you'll be able to know what's what and where. I can do the same thing at Epcot. I can zoom in and you can see that's Remy. Get in as far as you want to get in if you need to. This breaks up. So Soarin', see, it's 10, and Living with the Land is 5. But if you have it far out, then it's hard to know. Unless you look at it all the time like I do. Okay. And Magic Kingdom's not open yet, so I can't. Oh, it is open. Okay. So just, it must have opened at 8:30. So you can see Peter Pan. And Seven Dwarfs not even posted yet. But it's likely that, if not a little higher. So that's what you're rope dropping. Let's look at Space Mountain's not showing times either. But see, it's only the right side of the park that's open. So this is Fantasyland. That's 70 right here, but there's no time posted. Tomorrowland and Space Mountain still not showing. Sometimes it does that. Animal Kingdom again. That top 20 that's above that's above the guitar is Lightning McQueen.